Welcome to another video. And as usual, before I get started, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe if you're new to this content. And to my current subscribers, I appreciate you guys more. Let's just get right to it. So at the time of making this video, the Safemoon price is 30130. Bitcoin is at 27,000. And the Federal Reserve went ahead and paused the short-term rate, better known as the inflation rate, given the fact that the tools that they actually have in place are actually working. Now, for those of you, we do know that this is a crypto channel, but you need to know what's going to be affecting your money and how far your money can go. And as these interest rates are being increased, your money is going shorter and shorter distance as time go on. The fact that they went ahead and paused it, they realized that the consumers are actually suffering here. The price of goods and services have actually went to a point where it's almost to the point where people need to consume less of what they're doing. People are driving less because the fuel consumption to buy more and more fuel is actually going to get even more expensive. People are taking a longer time to go ahead and take those lavish vacations because they, bottom line, don't have enough money to go ahead and enjoy themselves. So as a result, companies are cutting back. They're not giving raises. They're not giving bonus checks because in order to keep the company running based on the price of these inflation rates, they need to go ahead and buy things to sustain the company. And as a result, the financial sectors and all those other sectors are actually straining to go ahead and maintain or survive, given the fact that the interest rates are actually growing. And one of the major ones that are actually being affected are the banks. And this is the reason why a lot of banks are actually going under. And the World Bank are the one that's actually go ahead and bail them out. And as a result, some of them just go ahead and just let them fail. And this is what the federal government is probably trying to not go ahead and tip the scale, because they don't want to go ahead and keep raising interest rate because they can see that things can actually get pretty much out of hand and they will have to go ahead and cut rates drastically. We know that they do look at what is considered a bull run and they want to create an incitement in the financial sector as well for the economy. Given the fact that they are pausing, this means that one, the tools of measurement are working from a dollar standpoint, and by them evaluating what's happening, this is going to let them know if they should go ahead and raise the short-term rate again in, let's say, November, December. I think this is either the 22nd point when they went ahead and raised it. This pause is actually good. How does this affect crypto in general? Again, people now feel comfortable to go ahead and spend because now the monies that they would have used for their credit card payments and all that stuff, now I've seen people have credit card interest rates over 22%. And that is actually ridiculous because 22% is coming out of the money that you're paying on that bill. So you have that payment that you're making is not really making a dent in the payment. How does this affect Safemoon? I don't really see it affecting Safemoon that much, guys, because Safemoon is constantly building. And Safemoon has a lot of, if you look at it on paper or just think about it, with the team that they have in place, they have a development team. They have projects going on. They have multiple projects going on. And for those of you that are saying that Safemoon is doing some crazy stuff with their money. Yeah, crazy stuff because they're building products to actually add to their ecosystem. And a lot of that money is now that are going towards some of these projects. We are seeing those projects come to fruition today. I'm seeing projects and money is being put to as it pertains to Ripple. They put their money into the legal sector to go ahead and fight the SEC in reference to the case stating that commodity versus security. They won that case. So seeing what Ripple did, I'm seeing Safemoon do the same thing where they put that money to use. Now, they did go ahead and update the billboard that actually was actually highlighted in Twitter, guys. The billboard actually looks amazing. But do you guys ever wonder how much those billboards actually cost on a month-to-month or an annual basis? So for a 40-foot billboard like that, per month, it can run between $25,000 to $30,000 a month. And Safemoon had that for over roughly 2 years. So roughly, they've paid almost $600,000 in just marketing alone. And this is the reason why I tell you guys why you need to take a step back and see what Safemoon is doing. And just say to yourself, why would a company that many people talk about with a lot of FUD go ahead and invest between $600,000 to $650,000 on a billboard in Times Square, where you are being seen by millions of tourists in a given period of time? Let's say in that 2 years' time, millions of people saw that statement. Even I went down and I was really, really impressed to actually see it. It's actually amazing. It took me a while to find it, by the way, because I'm actually not from New York. So I had to actually go and look for it. But the fact that they're spending that money on software development projects, marketing, and they're working on projects that they're going to roll out this year, and they're constantly innovating with the orbital shield. There's just so much things that they're doing. The money is being put into areas where it's actually going to build a company. And for those of you like myself to look at all of these different costs, I like to look at what is known as CapEx and operation and OpEx, where I can evaluate, in my opinion, so I can pretty much forecast and say, let's see how Safemoon is spending money today. And really and truly, the same way that how the company that I'm working for today, how Safemoon seems as if they're spending that money, the money is look as if being well spent. To get those features added to the Safemoon wallet, guys, that does not come cheap. That is man hours. People are billing a ridiculous amount of contract rates. And let me give you guys an example. Whenever you have a project, like if you look at all those bullet points on the Safemoon exchange, you see, on the Safemoon website, if you see they talk about the exchange, they talk about the blockchain, they talk about the NFTs, they talk about other projects that they're working on. Not every person that they have on their team have the same skill set. They have to go ahead and bring in consultants, okay? And some of those consultants, they have to go ahead and allocate a budget per project. When they do allocate a budget per project, they go ahead and designate what is known as a project manager. And a project manager must go ahead and make sure that the timelines are met to finish that project and to ensure that they don't go over budget. I'm working on a project right now, and our project is over $1 million. All right, it's over $1 million, and in excess of, let's say, $40 million. That is actually will be consumed before the year is out. And I'm projecting that a lot of those projects that Safemoon is doing, I am sure they are running up into the millions, because the amount of time that consultants go in to go ahead and work on those projects. These are not your typical, okay, it'll be done next week. No, these projects are going to take time. They have to take it to a user acceptance testing to go ahead and make sure it's working. Then it'll go back and forth between the testing and the development. This is the same way it is being done for BBTF guys. You guys will see before they roll up projects, they will go through a series of testing. Monies is there to be spent on projects. And this is why you guys take note of what Safemoon is doing, because they're moving the money in the areas where they're going to go ahead and develop the company. Safemoon is not a token company or a crypto company. It is a technological company. And the fact that they're doing technological things, for example, they have their very own encryption software known as the Orbital Shield, that alone is a game changer. Now, the company that I work for, we have an extensive marketing team. Wouldn't mention the name of it, guys, but believe it or not, every night, the company that I work for, their commercial is actually on just about every channel here in the United States. Every night. I'm not going to mention, but just think about it. Every night you see that commercial. All right? Every night. We are in every market. And we run, the commercial runs roughly close to 30, 40 times a day per channel. Okay? And marketing is key, because once somebody keeps seeing it over and over and over, they'll go ahead and actually buy that product. And that's how marketing works. And the fact that they're seeing that billboard, and I do get it, Safemoon is not a, let's say, a $400 billion plus company, okay? They are a growing company. But the marketing team, I get it, it takes time. And having that billboard there, $600,000 to $650,000 is a lot of money to invest in marketing to get the word out. And the fact that they're a tech company and they have a product like the Orbital Shield to now can be marketed to just about every other legitimate crypto token company that want to utilize that feature is something else. Now, I was just wondering if Safemoon is actually going to go ahead and use that Orbital Shield, that it can be used on Windows devices, let's say Mac devices. Reason why? Because data is just not need to be secured on phones or crypto wallets. Let's just go ahead and broaden it out. Can a version of the Orbital Shield be extended to laptops operating the Windows operating system? Because right now, Microsoft have their very own encryption features. Different software companies have their encryption features. Let's say Tanium, the list goes on. They have ForcePoint, the list goes on. Just broaden it out. If they can have it also be a part of the encryption for operating system as well. That is what tech companies do. That's how they innovate. They cover as much landscape as possible, because once they are being reviewed by Gartner, they go ahead and market it out to even more people. Companies today are very, very security centric. And I can tell you, the company that I work for, we are very, very security centric to the point where you cannot even use Bluetooth, okay, on your device, because the data is so sensitive. And Having a software that takes care of data encryption, that is one of the biggest things that the company I work for relies on, as well as many blue chip companies. I'm a part of a Fortune 200 company, not Fortune 500, Fortune 200. The lower the number, the bigger the company. Fortune 200 company, and we strive ourselves on perfection. And I'm seeing Safemoon actually go the same way. So this is why I keep telling you guys, when you see me keep talking about Safemoon, it's not only the fact that I'm an investor, I can see the same thing that they're doing as it pertains to technology, that what I'm doing today, they're doing some of the same type of technology as it pertains to Google. And one day, John is actually going to be at the forefront on CNN and all these other things where they're talking about how they admire the product and all these things. The time is coming, guys. Yes, it's a very small company, and this is why you go ahead and invest in Safemoon now. You don't invest because you want to get the green candle. You want to look at it long term. Technological company does not come and go. What tends to happen if a company is doing very well, they don't fade out. They get consumed by bigger companies. Let's say, for example, if Microsoft is really impressed with the Optical Shield, or Google or Amazon is actually really impressed, or some other big conglomerate companies are actually impressed, they can go ahead and buy Safemoon out. And then by them buying Safemoon out, if they are a public company, the price will actually go ahead and moon. So you want to enjoy the fact that Safemoon is a technological company because they have separated themselves from the pack, from Binance, from Coinbase, from KuCoin, and every single one of those crypto companies that are out there that are duplicating services. It's one thing when running a company, you want to separate yourself from the pack and do something very different than the other companies are doing. And I see Safemoon doing the same thing. And I hope you guys are with me with what I'm saying, is that they have separated themselves from all those other companies that are having issues with the SEC and all that. And no matter what, they're running into the same thing. Safemoon is focusing on compliance. They deal with cryptonomics, compliance. They're building the infrastructure. They are doing things where at some point people will be lining up to the door that I want to go and work for Safemoon, because technological companies make billions. Better yet than none. Billions. So like, share, subscribe, guys. Let's just get the word out to as much people as possible. We know what's happening at the ending part of the year. Make sure you get your bags loaded up. As you guys see, I'm trying to put a studio together. It's not the greatest, guys, because it gets very difficult doing the video in certain parts of my home, because it's always a moving area. It gets difficult doing it in my backyard, because the weather in South Florida is very interchangeable. If it's not hot, it's actually a lot of rain. So I know this video came out late in the day, but I just want you guys just to keep one thing and log this in. Safemoon is paying $25,000 to $30,000 a month on that billboard. They had it for 2 years. They're getting the word out, and that exchange and blockchain that they're gonna be launching, that's gonna be a reality as time go on, and you guys will be proud to know that you have gotten in Safemoon very early. And even if we stabilize at 50 cents, a lot of us will be financially secured. And it could be one of those diversified tokens that you invent. Make sure you diversify in multiple tokens as well with Safemoon. And this is the way you make money, guys. And until I see you guys again, you guys have a wonderful day, and peace.